Hey you guys, me Adam Deshaun here with another video. So this video is going to be talking about people that should not become nurses. Now, a couple of these things are going to be personality traits that I think that people that have these personality traits probably should not become a nurse. Some of these things are non-negotiable, but some of these things are things that you can work on, and if you can overcome and you can get past that, you could absolutely become a nurse. Now, those of you guys who don't know me, I am Adam Deshaun. I have been YouTubing my nursing journey now for over 10 years. I have been a nurse for 10 years, and I was a CNA 5 years before that. So I have worked in various settings. So over the years, I have really come in contact with people that I feel like, okay, how did you get through nursing school? Why are you a nurse? How did you get here? And in my nursing school experiences, nursing instructors would stop you and be like, look, I just don't feel like this is the best fit for you. I don't feel like nursing is the best career choice for you. Now, and I will say this, nursing is absolutely an art. I don't know if you guys have heard the term the art of nursing, because nursing is just not a job. You know, it is really something that should be entered with the utmost respect for the profession. So let me get right into the list, okay? So number one, the first thing, do not become a nurse if you don't like people. Now, this is me, because I really particularly don't like people. Now, I love caring for people, but I'm an introvert. So when I leave work, when I leave the hospital, or when I leave wherever I'm working, I really need to decompress, because like being social and really being around people like that takes a lot out of me. So now, if you really don't like people, don't become a nurse, because you are dealing with people, and you are dealing with people at the worst moment of their lives. So if you don't like people, don't become a nurse. That's just my advice. Number two, do not become a nurse if you are not empathetic and compassionate. Nursing, I wish nursing was just completing tasks, but it's not. If you are not compassionate, if you are not empathetic, you should not be a nurse. I'm sorry. That's a non-negotiable for me. If you can't sit with the patient in their time of pain or grief, or if you can't sit with a family when they've just lost a family member, or if they've just been diagnosed with a terrible disease, if you can't sit with people and be okay with doing that, you shouldn't be a nurse. Because I've seen nurses who are so awkward in that time, and it's like, what do you do? Like, I mean, you have to be compassionate with people, and you have to be empathetic with people's plight, because that is the art of being a nurse. I wish that nurse was just doing tasks and remembering facts. But one of the hugest parts of nursing for me is the ability to sit with people in their most vulnerable, in their most painful state, and that not feel awkward to you. So if you are not compassionate and you are not empathetic, don't become a nurse. And that's a non-negotiable for me. Number three, if you do not become a nurse if you cannot handle stress well. Being a nurse is a very stressful situation. Is a very stressful job. You know, you're dealing with a lot of things, and a lot of these things are life-threatening for the patient. So if you cannot multitask efficiently, if you cannot handle a large quantity of things going on at the same time, if you freak out over one thing coming at you and then something else is coming at you, you don't need to be a nurse, because if that frazzles you, that could be a really life-threatening situation for the patient. I worked with a nurse years ago who, I don't know what she's doing now. She got out of nursing school, and she oriented with me at the hospital for like 3 months, and she became so flustered with every little thing that happened. And with me, it would just be simple things like, you may be in the middle of doing something else, and then somebody else says, hey, this needs to be handled, and she just freaked out. So if you cannot multitask and you cannot handle stress well, you should not be a nurse. And granted, this is a personality thing that I think can be worked on over time. Now, if you're the type of person who can't handle stress well, and if you work on that, I think there's potential there. But if you just completely get frazzled, like after the smallest inconvenience, you shouldn't be a nurse, because nursing is absolutely handling 1,000,001 things at one time. Remember, if you're in the hospital, you are that patient's basically that case manager for everything that's going on with the patient. You're dealing with the doctor, you're dealing with the lab, you're dealing with the therapist, you're dealing with the other case managers, you're dealing with the CNAs, you're dealing with PT, OT, ST, you're dealing with, and you're trying to orchestrate all this. So you really have to be able to handle stress well and be able to multitask efficiently if you want to become a nurse. Number 5. Oh, this is the biggest one for me. This is the biggest one for me. Stop. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Do not become a nurse if you are in it for the money. Okay? Don't do it. Now, lately with the pandemic pay, I know a lot of people went into nursing because they saw what nurses were making during the pandemic, right? But don't do it. Trust me, if you're only in it for the money, it won't be worth the money. I promise it's not going to be. First of all, they don't pay nurses enough. I don't care how much money you give us. We will never be officially compensated for what we do. That's number 1. But if you are only in it for the money, the person that is going to suffer is that patient. Because I have very rarely been on the other side of the healthcare system. Thank God. That's just a blessing that I have not been hospitalized in recent years. But I can honestly say that, but I have my parents and loved ones have been on the other side of the healthcare system. So I absolutely understand what's going on. And I notice different types of nurses and healthcare professionals that come into my family's room. And I know who's in it for the money and who's not truly in it to take care of that patient. So if you are in it for the money, don't become a nurse, because at the end of the day, it's not going to be worth it, okay? It's not going to be worth it. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Like this video. Comment below. What else, you guys, what else should people not become nurses if they do or don't do, or what personality traits do people don't need to become nurses if they have? I think that's what I'm trying to say. All right, you guys. Thank you. Happy nursing. Bye.